I don't know if this is a hot take anymore, but because I've seen it kind of said in like comment sections and all that now for like the last 24 hours. If the Ravens had Lamar, they beat the Bengals.
Dude.
Because it was a close game.
It was close.
Literally the last play, I think James Prochet had a chance to catch the ball in the red zone.
He did have a chance, but he didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Greg Roman's not that good as an offensive coordinator, and he should be fired. They don't utilize J.K. Dobbins the way they should.
They don't, especially with the comments like he said before the game, how he wants the ball and all that. I mean...
And Mark Andrews was really not a factor in that game.
He really hasn't been a factor for
ever since Lamar's been hurt.
Yeah.
He hasn't been a factor in that offense, and he was one of the best tight ends to start the season. I don't know what happened.
So either the quarterback isn't looking for him, or we don't give Lamar enough credit for elevating the roster.
Well, it's probably because I traded him in fantasy.
So it's you.
It was my fault, but it is what it is. What are you going to do?
It is. And that Cowboys game.
Dude, Tom Brady, I don't know what you're going to do now. He should have retired 2 years ago when he won the Super Bowl. That was a perfect way, right off in the sunset. But now, it's like, do you going to come back for another year?
Yeah.
Or are you going to retire now and be remembered as, I came back because Giselle made me, you know?
Yeah. He's in a weird position. It's going to be interesting to see how he does things. But let's start the podcast. I mean, it's already rolling, but
yeah,
let's roll the intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BenchWire podcast. We are back. We're live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and even on YouTube.
And even on YouTube? We've been on YouTube.
I know. We've been on YouTube, but you know what it is? We got Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Make sure to follow our socials. But let's talk about this crazy wild card weekend, shall we?
If you want to say wild card weekend,
it's super wild card weekend now.
Let's talk about the most wild game. The Jaguars beat the Chargers 31-30. They were down 27-0.
I missed that comeback.
Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions, I believe.
Yeah, they weren't all his fault, but
they weren't. 3 of them were to Asante Samuel Jr.
In the first quarter, or was it first half?
4 in the first half.
Okay.
It was 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was bad.
And when we saw that, I mean, I think everybody had the same opinion. The Jags, too inexperienced right now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a great season for them to even get here. But we kind of just assumed, you know what, the Chargers, they were, a few years, it feels like last year they should have made the playoffs. And then just having a guy like Justin Herbert, it's like, they're probably going to win the game.
Yeah.
And they fell apart. And you can blame Ryan Staley. You can blame Lombardi. Whoever you want to blame. I mean, there's tons of people to blame.
They fired Lombardi. It looks like they're keeping Brandon Staley now.
Brandon Staley. I think I said Ryan Staley.
You did say Ryan Staley. I thought you were going to correct yourself, but yeah, it's Brandon Staley.
Yeah, I knew when I said that, I'm like, that sounds wrong.
Yes, I didn't want to interrupt you.
That's fine.
But yeah, I don't know why they're keeping Brandon Staley. I say you fire him. I don't think he's that guy. There's a guy like Sean Payton available. I think that would fit perfectly for the Chargers.
I think for the Chargers, that is the move.
That is the move, but I don't think they're going to do it if they just fire Joe Lombardi and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only thing with Staley is that a lot of the players support him still. I mean...
Yeah, Jay Herbo likes him.
Yeah, he's a player's coach, and you tend not to get rid of player coaches if the players kind of want them.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of replace the coordinators. That's just kind of how it is. But yeah, I mean, Doug Peterson outcoached Brandon Staley.
Brandon Staley.
It's still not.
His name's Brandon.
It should be gone. He should be gone.
He should be gone. Like, we don't have to say
I already erased him from my memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brandon Staley, he got outcoached by Doug Peterson.
Dougie.
And yeah, I think what Doug has done this year with the Jags, it deserves Coach of the Year votes. Not saying it should go to him.
No,
but
it's going to my guy. It's going to my guy.
At the minimum, he should come in second.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Second.
For the turnaround that they had.
What about Kyle Shanahan and Sirianni?
Kyle Shanahan.
There's other guys out there too.
Yeah, Sirianni deserves it, but I think the only thing that's rough is that they lost a few games at the end. Obviously, if Hurts stayed, we probably would have gone 16-1 or whatever. I mean, I don't think we would lose with Hurts. other than that Commanders game. Maybe to the Cowboys. You never know.
You never know. They're just so inconsistent, the Cowboys. So
yeah. So I think that it kind of hurt Sirianni's votes, or the people that want to vote for him. Not as interested as maybe they once were. And then what you said, Shanahan. I mean, you got to give him credit. I think it's kind of hard to get him Coach of the Year, though, because he didn't really do anything too crazy. It's just his system is so quarterback-friendly that any quarterback that plays for them is going to do well. I mean...
Trey Lance didn't do well.
You keep saying that, but Trey Lance did not play bad. He played like a rookie.
You know who else is a rookie?
Brock Purdy. Yeah. And you know what Brock Purdy's doing?
Winning ball games.
He's getting wide open opportunities to throw the ball to his receivers.
Trey Lance had wide open opportunities.
Not as much as Brock Purdy has. I mean, the thing is, everyone at the beginning of the season has to get into a rhythm. Mm-hmm. When he came in, everyone was already up to pace, except him.
Well, yeah,
all he had to do was just throw the ball.
That's impressive.
It's impressive, but I'm not going to give him that credit. I think Shanahan deserves credit for the system, but I don't think that means he's Coach of the Year for it. Because then he should have been Coach of the Year the last few years. Because look what he made Jimmy G look like, and look at the success that they had with Jimmy G. You know?
I don't know.
I'm sure Jimmy G will go to another team, and he's going to struggle a bit.
Oh, he's going to struggle.
So, I mean, you got to give Shanahan credit, right?
Yeah.
But
don't forget about Coach Dable, what he's done with Daniel Jones in that Giants offense.
Well, he's my favorite. I didn't think I needed to touch on that.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about him when we talk about that playoff game.
He's not my favorite. I think he's going to get it.
He's my favorite.
I said that I wanted Doug to get it, but I'm okay if
I'm not biased. He's just my favorite.
Yeah, if Dable gets it, that's fine.
You better get it.
All right. How about Bills-Dolphins?
The Bills did not play well enough that I thought they would. The Dolphins played pretty good, though. Skylar Thompson showed out, and I didn't expect this kind of game from him. It was a really impressive game. He should have... I don't know. Should they have won? They had an opportunity to win.
They had plenty of opportunities. The Bills, they left a lot to be... what's the word I'm looking for?
They left a lot on the table.
Yeah.
Josh Allen did not have a great game. He had 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 strip sack, fumble, recovery, touchdown by some Dolphins player, forget. But, I don't know. He was just slinging it. And he didn't care if it was a turnover or what. See, if Brian Dable was there, he's more defined and he won't make as many mistakes.
Yeah, I think that the thing with the Bills is that you have to, choose when to go for those big plays.
Uh-huh.
They do them so much that sometimes it doesn't catch the defense off guard, and then it just ends up being like a turnover. So
he threw 39 passes in this game. I would say at least 10 to 15 of them were deep shots. It was insane. I'm like, oh my god, he has a cannon, but they weren't always completions. They were either most of them were incompletions or interceptions.
I mean, you want to talk about slinging it? The average of the first 4 receivers, Stephon Diggs, average reception or yardage was 16.3. Mm-hmm. Gabe Davis 18.8. Khalil Shakir, 17. Cole Beasley, 17 and a half. The top 4 receivers on there. It's
all over 15 plus.
All over 15 plus, yeah. All over 17 plus.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's 20 yards a throw. They're going down the field. Maybe they saw something with the Dolphins where the secondary just can't contain that type of thing. But guess what? They kind of did. They allowed a few
Howard
bad
was getting
ones.
burnt a lot.
He did get his pick, though.
He did get a pick. But, he's not the same corner as he once was after watching that game.
Yeah. I kind of want to put a hot take out there. I think the Dolphins would have won if Waddle was catching the ball.
I think they would have won if Tua was playing this game.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying based on what they had, if Jalen Waddle caught some of those balls that were thrown at him.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of missed opportunities there.
Yeah, they were, I'm sure they were tough catches, obviously, but
they're
catches that Jalen Waddle should come down with. And if they do, I think that changes the trajectory.
I want to say that's a hot take. I agree with you on that. But, yeah, it was a good game. It was a very long game. It was like 4 hours. My game got delayed because of that. I was kind of mad, but ended up working out at the end. But
yeah,
it was a good game.
The game got delayed. Gumby's got closed.
Oh God,
it was a bad day.
It was. It got better.
It got better when you guys won for sure.
Yeah,
well, not for me, but I mean, yeah, for
yes,
me.
it did. What do you mean?
I want to face the Giants, but like you never know.
Get the players in the divisional round. What are you talking about?
Should we touch on the 49ers and Seahawks? Because at one point,
the Seahawks were winning.
They put up a fight.
But then, the second half, the better team made the adjustments, and then look who won the game. They put up how many?
They
put up a lot of points.
49ers put up, 25 points in the second half.
Yeah. And the Seahawks put up 6.
Yeah. I mean, when you get outscored 25-6 in the second half, you're going to lose that game. So.
That was awful second half.
But you know
good
what?
First half.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, though, good for the Seahawks to making this season something. Because obviously you trade Russell Wilson, everyone thought it was over. Geno comes in, he plays pretty good. I think towards the end of the season we started seeing that Geno wasn't so much, that Pro Bowl level quarterback. He's more just like he's like a Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Right? He's just like he can do things with you guys, but he's not going to go and win you a Super Bowl by himself, you know what I mean? So
he needs some help around him. But he had some help, just not that Pro Bowl roster like the Eagles have right now.
Well,
he needs that type of team, though, to win, is what
probably,
I'm saying.
But I think the Seahawks were really just a defense away from potentially pulling away with this game. Because, I mean,
they missed some key parts on that defense. I think you need better linebackers, because Jordan Brooks, he was out for the season, right? So you're missing him in that big game.
Season-ending injury,
You still need some pass rushers, even though Bruce Irvin looked like his former self.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was really good. He was bullying Trent Williams. Trent Williams did not look good in that game. So I want to give a shout-out to Bruce Irvin right there, because he's like 35. He's a dinosaur, man. And he was just bullying Trent Williams.
I remember we were watching the Seahawks a little bit earlier in the season. I saw Bruce Irvin. I'm like,
yeah,
he's still playing?
He made some plays against the Giants. I'm like, man, he's still good. He's still good.
No, it wasn't like, he's good. It's like, he's still playing?
Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure he was on the Raiders, and then he was on the Panthers for a little bit, and then he came back. But, yeah, shout out to Bruce Irvin. Mm-hmm. He was a baller.
I do want to kind of go back to that Ravens game. We talked about it before the intro. The Ravens defense is...
They look good in that game.
They're so underrated, but there's just there's something about them that it just seems like when they need stops, they get them. Like, they're they're a good defense, but there's obviously defenses where sometimes they crumble when they need to pull it together.
Yeah.
And you thought maybe with the loss of Wink Martindale,
if
that this defense wasn't gonna get those stops, and they have.
Yeah.
So,
but I say they have Wink Martindale, they possibly win that game. He's that much of a difference maker, I think.
I mean, I think they did a good job.
They were very close.
24.
They were very close. Well, technically, they held them to 17. It was a turnover. The Bengals scored at the end.
Yeah, and let's talk about that turnover, because I did not agree with the play call. Tyler Huntley leaping over the offensive line.
When you could just give the JK.
All you have to do is hand it off to your good running back.
Yeah.
Or try to do something more creative. Just jumping over. I mean, the defenders have one job. Hit the ball. Hit the ball out. And it was that easy. Yeah. And it's also just knowing, how much or how many, I guess, yards or whatnot is in between you and that goal line. Because he jumped pretty far.
Oh, yeah.
And he wasn't even close.
Yeah, that was a bad play call. So
that's just a bad play call. Even Lamar probably wouldn't have gotten it.
I say, if Lamar started this game, though, I think they win this game. The Bengals did not look like they were ready to play this game, and the offense was kind of bad. Mm-hmm. So they got to focus up. They got a big game this week going against the Bills. That's going to be a tough one. And they were playing them earlier this year, but then Damar Hamlin happened. Yeah. But, so they're going to get that rematch. They were winning in that game, but we didn't see a full game. So we didn't know who the better team really was. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This whole divisional round is elite games.
Yes.
Other than maybe ours.
I don't know.
Depending on how it goes.
Ours is
because
very
we
elite.
saw that when we both went at it healthy, you got blown out.
We weren't healthy. We didn't have Adoree. We didn't have Xavier.
They're not... I don't look at them as Xavier.
Xavier McKinney.
Why did I thought it was Xavier McKinney?
No. We didn't have... Bro, they're like our two best players in our secondary. We had Julian Love.
Okay, well, Dory Jackson being one of the best players in your secondary is sad.
He locked down Justin Jefferson. He did it.
I would say... I don't know if I truly agree with that, but...
He had, 40 yards? All his yards were in that first drive of the game. Other than that, he did nothing.
He did disappear. Maybe I'm underrating Adoree, but...
Adoree's good, man. He's a baller.
Top 15 quarterback? Corner?
We'll find out this weekend.
He's going to have a test.
Yeah. That will prove if he's a top 15 corner. What do you want to talk about now?
I want to talk about the divisional round.
All right. Let's talk about... We didn't talk about my game yet, though. We didn't talk about...
We didn't talk about your game.
So we got to talk about my game.
I thought that you were going to come in and, like, force it. So, like, I was ready to move on.
No.
You gotta...
I'm forcing it now. So, the New York Football Giants won their first playoff game since Super Bowl 46. It's been, a decade plus since we won a playoff game. Congrats to Brian Dable, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and the whole team. It was a great win. And I think Daniel Jones proved that he's that guy. He's that guy. I think he's getting that contract. I don't know how many years, but he made some big plays.
I'm saying 4.
You saying 4? It's a possibility.
Dable has changed him as a player.
He has changed. Like, he's unfazed. Like, he was making plays on the run with his legs, getting first downs. Playing turnover-free football. He's been really good these past few weeks. I think they unlocked him a little bit because in the first half of the season, it was mostly Saquon, right? He was our offense. Mm-hmm. But then they gave Daniel Jones a key.
See, but this is the thing, right?
To the offense.
This is what I was going to say is there's something to be said about giving your quarterback confidence. What they did in the beginning of the season was baby him, right? Make him so he makes no mistakes other than maybe a little few because they're bound to happen. It's football.
Oh, yeah.
But just kind of start building that confidence and building that fire in him.
Yep.
And then at week 13, let him go.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with sports is confidence. Confidence is how you succeed. If you don't have confidence, you're not going to do anything. Mm-hmm. If you're playing basketball and you're about to take a shot and you're not thinking, I'm going to make this, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, they let him go.
He looked really good. Yeah. Brian Dable gave him the keys to the offense is what I was going to say. And ever since we got Isaiah Hodgins, I would say that's when Daniel Jones started to become not elite, but a franchise quarterback. It was a really good
receiver
win.
Started to get open. He's like, oh
yeah,
this is newfound territory.
But also, I want to give a shout out to Kenny Galladay on that block. That was a good block, and that got us a first down. And that was a drive we scored that touchdown with Saquon. He punched it in at the 2-yard line. That was a good drive, and it was because of him.
See,
we got that first.
I also want to mention with Kenny, he deserves a lot of credit as well because he, throughout this entire season, has been sat, has not really played, and he hasn't really said much to the media. He did not complain. He just kind of sat there and said, it is what it is. And I'm sure, like you said, I think he had one thing where he left early post-game.
Yeah.
He didn't celebrate with the team he left.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's not really him trying to be mean to the team. It's just mentally. It's if I'm sitting there celebrating, it's I don't feel like I did anything, so I don't want to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. But he deserves a lot of credit. He is a good guy.
Yeah.
It's really sad that things turned out the way that they have, but who knows? Maybe we'll see a little bit of Kenny Galladay in Philly because he got a touchdown against us in the last week.
Yeah, put him in a red zone package. Make something happen. But, yeah, he understands.
He was in the red zone packages, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He understands his role as a member of our team now. He's not going to be that number one guy, but he's a gritty guy. He's blocking in the run game, so I appreciate what he's been doing the past few weeks. Getting that touchdown on Slay, even though that game didn't matter. But that block, yeah, that was
The thing was,
block.
it was good coverage, too. And
Yeah.
he made a great catch.
He mossed
So
him.
it's like he still has it.
Yeah. He's got to build that confidence up. Maybe we do keep him. Maybe he takes a pay cut. Maybe
I
everything
think
goes well.
That's why I said in this season, you need to play him more. Like, if you could build the guy's confidence up, it's all good.
Yeah.
But it just felt like he didn't.
I don't know.
And he did get some playing time. It's just he didn't get open, really.
Yes.
So, and Daniel Jones didn't probably have that. I mean, he's been kind of told this entire season, don't force balls.
Yeah.
So, obviously, with Kenny, the big thing is he doesn't really get open. He just mosses people. So, Daniel Jones was probably just like, I'm not going to force it to him.
Yeah.
Not really knowing that, like, I mean, he doesn't really know that Kenny, or he knows that Kenny really isn't him anymore. So it's like you don't really want to force the ball. It's a little weird, but yeah.
Yeah. He's earned my respect again, but not for being one of the best receivers, just being a good guy.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk about the division.
It was a good game, but now we're moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles next week, or this coming week.
Yep. Saturday, 8:15 p.m.
Yep, primetime game. I'm excited for it. I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm just happy to be here. The Eagles, they had the bye week. Number 1 seed. Jalen Hurts is healthy. Well, he's supposed to be healthy. Lane Johnson's coming back.
No,
right?
so Jalen just saw the thing today. They were talking to the media. He said he feels 100%. He's ready to go. He was also asked about people targeting his shoulder, and he said, I have a bounty on me every week. He's a quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Every quarterback has a bounty
Exactly,
on him,
so
especially when you're
I
scrambling.
think he's good to go. He said he feels perfectly good.
Yeah.
And Lane Johnson, he said he feels perfectly good as well. We're good to go. It's time.
If you were telling me at the start of the season Giants playing the Eagles in a divisional round, I wouldn't believe you. But we are. And I'm happy that it's happening. First year, the new era with Brian Dable. Happy to be a Giants fan. Hopefully we can, pull off the upset. I don't know. But it would be really cool. But I think the Eagles
It wouldn't be very cool, no. It would probably be the worst thing that's ever happened in my life.
If I had to put money down, I have the Eagles winning this game. But if we can,
You know what I saw on Twitter today?
What?
Sirianni, he was asked something, and he was like, oh, yeah, we were watching the playoffs. A few of the coaches, we were eating
Pizza Hut? Yeah, I saw that.
And I looked at the comments, and there were Giants fans upset with that comment, saying, oh, he's not taking us seriously. Giants fans. He's talking about Pizza Hut. He's not trying to take shots.
He's not taking pizza seriously, damn it.
And then he said it was stuffed crust.
It's Pizza Hut stuffed crust.
But
There's so much
I just find
stuffed
it
crust.
funny how, every fan base has these fans who take everything to heart.
Yeah.
He literally said, yeah, it was fun. We were watching the playoff games, eating some Pizza Hut. And these Giants fans, I saw a bunch of different ones. And it's I can't wait to make him eat his words.
Oh my God.
And then someone responded, he's not eating his words, he's eating Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just thought it was kind of funny. Every fan base has those people. I'm not going to just target you guys, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think our game is, honestly, I know that because it's your team, you want to say, oh, it's the best game of the week. I think it's the worst because these other three are must-watch as well.
Yeah.
Jags and Chiefs, I feel like that's going to be a good game.
I could see why you're saying it's the worst, but it's going to be my favorite because it's our teams.
My favorite.
It's our teams, man.
I mean, to be fair, there's honestly no matchup I would have wanted over this. Not because it's the easiest one for us, likely, but
it was the only matchup for us.
Everyone knows that divisional playoff games are elite.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the wild card, divisional game, and yeah. So three divisional games. And look at the scores other than the Seahawks and 49ers.
Yeah, that was the only one that was a blowout.
The other two were pretty close. So you guys might be able to keep it a little bit close, but I think the difference is
the better
Eagles,
team won in all those situations.
Yeah.
So maybe we can pull off the upset and change the course of that.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. All right.
We'll talk about predictions later, even though I already said what I thought.
But I want to talk about the Jags and Chiefs, right?
Trevor Lawrence.
Because Trevor Lawrence is the guy that he rides on confidence. Yeah. And after beating the Chargers and coming back there, he's probably at an all-time high.
Guess what? This game's on a Saturday.
It is on a Saturday.
It's on a Saturday. And he's undefeated on Saturdays. If the Jags
he is undefeated. Oh,
if the Jags pull off this upset, that would be crazy.
It would be crazy. If they had Tyreek, I'd say it's one of the biggest upset. It would be one of the biggest upsets of all time. But because they don't have Tyreek, it's like they're a good team, but they're not like that.
They're not that
Mahomes
top tier, S tier.
The level. Mahomes, Kelsey, and Tyreek.
Yeah.
Like that was like scariest thing you could ever go against.
I think the Chiefs need to go out and get another number one guy.
They do.
Maybe it's Kadarius Toney, but
I don't think it is.
He's healthy for this game, right?
We'll find out.
You never know. But yeah, it should be a fun game.
And then you mentioned the Bengals and Bills.
The Bengals and Bills, yeah. That's
we're gonna get to see our
that rematch that we never got to see.
And then, like I mentioned, I think in the previous recording that we ended up having to delete, Cowboys and 49ers. It was obviously it's really hard to watch the Cowboys win last night, but there is something to be said about this being the better matchup than the 49ers and Bucks, because let's be real, the 49ers are winning that with ease. The Cowboys might be able to keep this close.
Yeah, the Bucks, they looked awful last night. They looked awful. Byron Leftwich just got fired. I don't know.
And it's not even his fault.
It's not his fault. I think Todd Bowles should have got fired, to be honest. Yeah, Leftwich, he was a great offensive coordinator the past 2 years, right?
And it clearly was not his fault. That's just a scapegoat.
Yeah, the offensive line was banged up all year. The receivers were in and out of the lineup. So, like, I don't really blame him. I think it was, injuries.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think this is the better matchup. 49ers, Cowboys. Dak looked really good last night. He had 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 rushing. And, yeah, the Cowboys, when they're hitting on all cylinders, they are a pretty good team.
Mm-hmm.
But they are the most inconsistent team, I would say, out of all these teams in the playoffs. I think they're the most inconsistent. Because, 1 week they'll be amazing.
No, yeah, that's probably true.
And then they'll be awful.
Other team, the Chiefs, although they've been so good, they've also been very inconsistent as well. And I think that's because they didn't have a number one. Mm-hmm. So it's like every week, it's like you can't really just rely on that number one to finally, start going in the game. Yeah. Like there's times where their number one, who I guess was Juju, he just couldn't do anything. And so they had to change their whole game plan. So games were closer. They'd go from blowing out a team to going to overtime with the Texans. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. And, Cowboys, though, they are very inconsistent.
Yeah, but they look good last night. And if they play like that in this game, I say they have a chance. But don't count out Brock Purdy. I'm riding with Brock Purdy, man. He's pretty good.
I'm not counting him out. I'm not counting him out. I'm just saying that I think that this system is a perfect fit for him. And that it's a perfect fit for most quarterbacks. And so I don't truly know how good the quarterback is until they leave a system and become the system. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like every other team in the league, the Cowboys with Dak, they built around Dak. They try to build around his strengths.
What about Daniel Jones and Dable? Is that the system?
He hasn't truly... no. Dable's made Daniel Jones the system.
Okay. So Daniel Jones is the system now.
Yes. Okay. And I'm saying Brock Purdy isn't the system.
Okay.
That's my argument. I think most quarterbacks, the team is built around them. This team's not built around Purdy. It's built around the team. The quarterback just has to deliver the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So they run it a little differently, and they find success. But the reason that teams aren't going to run their offense or whatever like that is because they want the quarterback to be, they want to go at his strengths. So, yeah, that's the only reason that I can't give Brock Purdy his flowers just yet.
Okay.
Even though I'm giving him a few. He can have a few.
He can have a few.
I'll pick a few for him.
Yeah.
But I can't give him everything. Not yet.
What if he beats the Cowboys? And they
No, I'm saying I won't give him them until he leaves the 49ers and somebody builds around him. Or the 49ers next season, if he does something with them, they change the offense to help him.
He's not leaving it. I think he honestly has a chance to be their franchise quarterback.
Too early. This is people always get on there.
I think he has a chance.
They hop on the bandwagon or whatever.
I think he has a chance.
Obviously he has a chance. He's 6-0 with them.
All right.
But I'm saying I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. He just fits their system perfectly.
Okay. If he wins a Super Bowl, though, you ride him with Brock Purdy.
Well, no duh. Why wouldn't you?
All right, say you lose.
And then if that's the case, you can get rid of Trey Lance to a team like the Raiders, who might not have a chance to get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young this year.
What if they lose in a Super Bowl?
Well, then they're going to continue to look for a quarterback that can win them one.
But what
because
if it's
that would have been 2 in the last 4 years.
What if it's like a heartbreaker?
Huh?
Like, what if it's by like a game?
Well, if it's a heartbreaker, then they would probably keep him. But see, the thing is, we're going to see what the 49ers are made of.
Yeah.
Because the Cowboys, they're not a pushover. If they go against the Eagles...
Trent Williams better block Micah Parsons this game. That's all I got to say.
But, like, if the 49ers make the Super Bowl, they'll probably be going against the Chiefs, Bengals, or Bills. I'm not going to write off the Jags, but let's be real. Chiefs, Bengals, Bills. Those are the top 3 teams from the AFC, and Brock Purdy would have to go against one of them. So we'll find out.
But the Bengals and Bills, they look beatable this past weekend.
They do, but I think that the Bengals specifically... even the Bills. See, you know what? I would say the Bills, honestly, they start the playoffs slow. I feel like that's just a thing with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they get better as it goes on. And same with the Bengals. The only team that probably goes right into the playoffs and dominates is the Chiefs. Just because they have one of the best head coaches in the league.
Yeah.
In my opinion, one of the best head coaches of all time, even though he might not have the accolades. With guys, John Madden and whatnot, that you want to put out there.
Yeah.
And
they got the best quarterback in the league, so that kind of helps.
It does. But, yeah. So, we keep talking about the 49ers, and I'm like, if they go to the Super Bowl, it hurts me every time I say that, because that means that they're probably going to have to go through us, or it probably hurts you too, because it means that they have to go through you too.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know.
Yeah, they're either playing what? They're either playing
us, me or you.
Oh, my God, man. That's crazy to think about.
It is. That's the thing with like the divisional round is like you think about these matchups. It's like, man, if the Jags win this one, oh dang, they're 2 wins away from the Super Bowl.
Let's give credit to the NFC East. This is the first time ever since.
Could you imagine if the Commanders made it and it was Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants?
Oh my God! Yeah, but this is the first time ever 3 teams have made it to the divisional round. In one division. Yeah, which is insane.
We went from the NFC least to the NFC beast.
And Giants
quickly.
Giants are in year 1 of the rebuild, and that's insane.
See, it's hard because you keep saying rebuild, but I just don't want to label it that because you didn't toss your quarterback, you didn't toss away, you didn't throw away your running back like the Panthers did to McCaffrey.
Well, it's so the new coach,
it's a new tool, it's a new regime.
Yes,
first year of the new regime. Yeah, I know you were. I almost said resume because that's all you say. But yeah.
Giants, Eagles, I'm excited for that game. Hopefully, it goes well.
We got a friend coming up here.
Yeah, I got my guy, Marcus. Special guest we had before. We'll be here.
Dare I say we do a episode with everyone here?
We're going to have a great episode next week. Be there, be square. It's going to be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, anything else? Any final words?
I think that's it. I think that was a great episode.
That was a great episode. I don't know.
The only thing that I would take back, if I could, from this episode is how I described the Ravens' defense, because I think I almost made it sound like I was concerned with their defense, but I was actually trying to, give them their flowers. But other than that, I think we did good.
Giants have a franchise quarterback. I just want to end the podcast with that.
They do, so don't give them a 2-year deal. Give them a 4-year deal.
They have a franchise quarterback, and they have a franchise coach, hopefully. It's only 1 year, though, so you got to calm down.
No, I'm going to give him it simply because of the fact that he literally changed your whole entire identity in 1 year.
Yeah.
Usually, a coach has to,
The only reason why I said this is because, Ben McAdoo, he didn't win that playoff game, but he got us to the playoffs in the first year.
That's fair.
So, I'm a Giants fan. I worry about things too much. But
we won.
And that was our first win since the Super Bowl in the playoffs. So, congrats to Dable.
Yeah, big shout out to Brian Dable. First year with the Giants. Who were what last year? What was their record?
We were 4-13, I think.
Yeah, first year with 4-13.
I remembered it.
Yeah, okay, I had it up.
No, I remembered it though.
But as soon as I clicked it, whatever. Yeah.
They lost 6 straight
We
the
are-
end of the year.
just
Stupid Joe Judge.
Look at this.
Look at this.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Giants.
I didn't want to go to
I know.
playoffs. We weren't going to win that game.
Just 2 years ago, the Eagles were the worst team in the NFC East. At 4-11-1, we tied with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yup.
What a crazy
And the
time to
Giants
be alive.
missed out on Micah Parsons. And they traded back for Kadarius Toney.
It's kind of funny how this is actually just flip it.
Yeah.
It flipped in 2 years.
And Ron Rivera's still the head coach. I don't get it. I don't think he's that good.
We should probably end it because we keep adding on to it a little bit.
Yeah. All right. If you guys want to see more BenchWire content, you know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Check
We
the link
have,
tree.
on the link tree, we have the new links to Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
Our YouTube is still on there. Twitter, we don't really use it, but drop it a follow.
I try from time to
but
time.
Mostly you're going to get us on Instagram. That's our
Yes.
big platform, and TikTok.
You'll see predictions, reels, all that good stuff.
All that stuff. So I think that's all we got.
Yeah, BenchWire.
Out.
Out.